6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes. Sorry, it's a delayed start tonight by an hour. I came home, ready to get in the shower, and then I had my nieces and nephews everywhere with my little boy still running around in the back garden, even though his bedtime's at 7 o'clock. Very naughty. But glad we can move it to 9, and there's still people who want to tune in. If you want to become a member, there's the link at the top of the chat, guys. Completely up to yourselves. 99p gets you put into a draw to win a lovely t-shirt supplied by our sponsor, Diet Crow. Get into the description, go and buy some clobber off them and have 20% off just for watching these shows and being a supporter of Through Black and White Eyes. Amazing stuff. I've got the Nick Pope the Wall t-shirt. It's a fabulous t-shirt. There it is there in the bottom left-hand corner. And don't forget about Benfest. If you've got nothing to do this weekend, £3.50 a pint. Go and get drunk and listen to some unbelievable tribute bands. So please consider doing all that for your entertainment this weekend. Right, let's bring in Lindsay. Yay! It's been a while.
I know. I always do it, don't I? I'll come on for a couple of shows and then I disappear.
Disappear, then blow up Twitter, set that on fire, and then come back on here for a show.
Yeah, I'm really tired tonight, though.
I know the feeling. I've just done 2 12-hour shifts, new tablets for my back. Had an interview today. I hate fucking interviews because I hate talking about myself. And I'm just like, space. I've got to stay up tonight because I've got night shift for the next 3 nights. So I'm like, I was like, what can make me feel better? Talking to Lindsay and everybody else. So why not? Exactly.
Wow. You're never bored around me, are you?
No, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. We need to get your stepdad on as well at some point. See if he wants to come on a show. That'll be fun.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, you'd have a whale of a time.
Get your granddad on as well.
Oh, he won't even get the internet, man, Baz. I'm trying to talk him into getting a phone that's a bit more than a brick. But he just won't have it. He honestly won't. I've sat and I've showed him my phone. I've showed him what you could do with them. I've even showed him music. And
it's what the older generation don't like mobile phones.
No, it just won't have it. Not even the internet. No, that's the thing. He won't even get broadband. And we're like, Grant, you got no idea how many films you could watch. No.
I've got a cassette player.
Yeah.
I've got a VCS.
Yeah, DVDs. Yeah. My Nana Beryl, actually, in Grimsby, she still watches everything on DVD. I'm like, Nana, man, the internet. Have you got this on DVD? I don't think people buy them anymore, Nana.
We'll put so many of those car boot sale people out of jobs, didn't we?
Yeah, I know. Well, there is people that like to collect them, I suppose. But I used to collect the Friends DVDs, you know?
Yes.
There was a point when they were all on sale for really, really cheap when all the blockbusters were closing.
Yes.
And it was just like a lucky dip of Friends DVDs. And I got quite a few doing that. But
brilliant.
They've all been lost now in many moves.
Oh, man. Well, we did have John who was meant to come on, but he went to the dentist this morning. I haven't heard from him, so I hope he's all right, because I hate the dentist and he hates the dentist. I know how he feels.
Everyone hates the dentist.
Yeah, exactly. I got the best excuse from Gary for not turning up tonight. I had just pissed myself laughing. Everyone at work was like, what the hell are you laughing at? I went, you've just got no idea. He literally texted me and went, I'm going to have to pull out tonight. It's my anniversary and I forgot. I was like, you're in the doghouse, you mate, but I bet you're not pulling out tonight.
Oh, he's in trouble. I'm quite lucky, you know. Meg bought me the star signs for our anniversary. So like every time, and every year though I do, like I forget what the date is. So like whenever I know it's coming, which it is getting close, I go quickly into my box.
Brilliant. I've got no idea.
And I've got I think she's forgot all about it, so it's a secret.
Yes. I love it. As obviously who's in the chat, Ches is in the chat, obviously being a mod tonight. Thank you for doing that as always, pal. Be respectful. Comments, super chats are available if you want to do them. It's entirely up to yourself, guys. All the money helps to run the channel and then get prizes and stuff like that. We are trying to buy everyone something as well. We try our best. Hey, Baz, mate, hope you're well. I am, mate. Just like Lindsay, suffering with tiredness. Evening, Baz. Hope you're good, mate. I am, Matt. And it's amazing. Graham's on time. Well done, Graham. We won't get him halfway through the show asking what's been said halfway through the show.
Oh, no, it's usually 2 minutes before the end, isn't it?
I missed. Wow.
Just as you start wrapping it up. Right, I'm here.
Rob, we're both on Twitter. There's both our Twitter handles, as you can see. If you follow us, if you're obviously a clear Newcastle fan on Twitter and not a troll, we will follow you back, of course. We've got plenty of them, haven't we, Lindsay?
I have actually had to start hesitating with my follow backs now.
I have, and it's
and I do apologise if people follow me and I don't follow you immediately. Like I do need to see that you're not just there to be a knob.
Exactly.
So,
hello, Andrew. We're good. Great show. We haven't finished yet. Evening, everyone, and chatters. Joining. Evening, everyone. I should say hi, Baz and Lindsay from Robert. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. Yes, man. Good evening, Baz and Lindsay. Hope you're both keeping well and doing okay. We are. Thank you very much. Loved your videos, Lindsay, from your Sun Singer.
Honestly,
they're brilliant, though.
Well, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I don't care. Like, my attitude is, whether people are laughing with me or at me, I honestly don't care. Like, I don't care. I'll make a tit of myself if it means making a few people laugh. And, sometimes a laugh for people in the day is very hard to come by. So whether it's a cringing laugh or I can't believe she posted that laugh or did she actually think that was good kind of laugh, like they all apply. And no, I never thought any of them were good. The first one was an accident. The others have just...
The first one was brilliant.
Yeah, the first one was me drunk, to be fair. I recorded it to send to my stepdad, Mark. That's what I recorded it for. Because after we won there, it was pretty much guaranteed Spurs weren't in Champions League, wasn't it? So,
yes.
So I sent him a video of me drunk after the match singing that. And yeah, like I only put a hashtag NUFC. It went off, but hey ho, it's what it is.
I love it. I love it when you go viral.
I know when my brother got married, my auntie and uncle from Grimsby were there, and I seen them, and they just went, "Hello, Miss 4-point-something million views." I'm like, what? And I had no idea because I don't have any of my family on my Twitter. They're all on my Instagram, but not on my Twitter. And I went, "What?" She went, "Neve and Owen phoned me screaming because you were all over the internet." I went, "Oh no."
That is brilliant.
I know. I don't think I realised how far it actually went, but hey, done now. Can't change it.
John will talk about that very soon about Carl Darlow. Evening all. Gutting you drew with the worst team in the league last night. It's all pre-season. We don't look into pre-season too much. Les, you're a diamond all the time. I can't thank you enough. Thank you very much for doing that, mate. And Les gets a round of applause. Ahoy, Jules. Jules is in the house. It's nice to see Jules on. Obviously, we're a bit later, so that's probably why. We're going to talk about that soon. Cheers. Hey again, bud, at JK. I never laugh, Lindsay, at you're brilliant at it. Get yourself on Eurovision or X Factor or that chair show. Tom Jones.
Now you're just being silly. Can you imagine? No one would turn. I would not get a turn, Baz. I would not get it. If I got a turn, I'd fall down and probably go into cardiac arrest or something. Like I would not expect it.
Brilliant.
Absolutely not. Never in a million years.
Tiger, the reason why there's been no inside scoops is because there's not been many leaks. Also, Blade is obviously in the chat. He's not been very well recently, and he's the one that gets quite a bit of information for us, as well as a few other people. But everyone's really quiet at the moment, and it's it's either really worrying or it's actually really good because nothing's getting leaked or there's nothing to leak. So it's how we want it, really. I mean, it ruins my shows a little bit, but I'd rather it did that and we got our targets. I'm not a jealous person. I'm not someone who goes, I want to know everything, but let's just talk about what we do know. Hey, sorry, I'm late. Hi, Baz and Lindsay. Hi, Leslie. Hey, Les. Hey, Jules and Chairs. Right, let's jump into it. Darlow, 400,000 off to Leeds. Were you surprised at that move? I mean, we did obviously link him to Leeds a while ago, and we thought it was off. We didn't think it was going to happen. Then at Bournemouth were looking like they wanted to sign him, and now it's back on at Leeds instead.
I think I'm more surprised at the price he's gone for. I'm not really asked where he ends up. That's he was gonna end up leaving us this season. I thought he would end up at Hull, to be honest. But
yeah, that was a rumour as well for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, if you've got Leeds wanting it, and if he wants to play Premier League football, he's a brilliant Championship goalkeeper, so he'll be a cracking number one to help get Leeds back up into the Premier League, and then it's on from there. I am just more than anything surprised at the fee. How little he's gone for. I would have thought.
Do you know what it is? With 5 goalkeepers on the books,
I think we're just trying to offload.
I think it was. We need to get rid of one.
Yeah.
Darlow has obviously got a lot of interest. Gillespie's not going to have any interest because, let's face it, he's like League One, League Two. No offense to the lad, it's just that's his standard, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but Darlow
I think
has
he
the more
even
sellable
knows.
asset, isn't he?
He knows himself, I think, Gillespie as well, that to be fair, he's one of them that's kept in the squad for the fact he's been there for a while, for the camaraderie, I suppose. You know what I mean? The togetherness and things like that. So I understand why why certain people are still around. It's got to be a process. But no, I think the next best asset we have would have been Darlow. I'm just surprised it was just such a little amount. I would have thought at least $1 million, 2 million or something, but no.
Do you know what it is though? The price doesn't bother me. It's getting his wages off the books. That's where we're struggling.
Yeah.
So I think we've just looked at the situation and when Leeds are obviously in the Championship, they don't have a big spending power. Darlow is in the last year of his contract. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not too sure actually. I think a lot of them from the Ashley era have maybe even 18 months. I don't know, because you've got
too much.
A lot of them were given contract extensions, weren't they? Right before. So
which is a nightmare. But we were so close to our FFP boundaries on wages. I don't think we're anywhere near FFP on transfer fees. I honestly don't. I think the only thing that's stopping us from going out and signing another 4 players is wages, and we've got to get it down to 70% by the end of next season. And we've obviously got to get more money in. So I'm quite glad. I'm not bothered about the price. It's just another player off the books and it frees up more wages. That's the only thing I'm looking at it. I don't think they care about the fee, to be honest with you. I do think it's just wages.
I mean, if he was on quite a good wage as well, then absolutely.
I think they all were because of Mike Ashley, dickhead.
I've seen that video of Steve Bruce earlier on today. God, didn't you just want to get your little violin out for him?
Violin. I wanted to grab him out the screen and start punching him in the face. Why didn't you walk? Why didn't you walk?
oh yeah, but he's like, I said. Oh, did you, Steve? Did you?
I recommended Eddie Howe. I
know, sure.
Sure you did.
Yeah, liar.
Yeah, I'll get Eddie Howe to take my job.
Yeah.
He's not like that. There's a good question in the chat there. How many players do you think will get in this window? So we've got 2 already. We've got quite a few in the youth team, which, again, I don't really count as transfers because they're not impacting the actual 25-man squad. How many do you think we're realistically going to end up with?
Again, it just absolutely depends who we can offload, doesn't it, really? I think we might end up with maybe another left-back, a younger left-back. I'm not too sure. I see a lot of talk around a left-back, I mean, I just see what people are talking about, really. I think we've got enough when it comes to midfield now. I think we've got quite a bit of depth in midfield. Wilson and Isaac are just unbelievable. It's nice having them to be able to rotate with each other. I think if we need to strengthen anywhere, it is defensively again. But it's nothing significant, crazy. You know, it's just a bit more depth and a couple more options because we have struggled a little bit with playing three at the back. So maybe it's an idea to get, you know, people in who are maybe used to a system like that. You know, a player or two who can adapt to that playing style, as just that bit more depth for the tactics, you know.
Do you know what worries me when you said someone who can play free at the back? Do you know the first player that springs to my mind is Harry Maguire?
Yeah, no, don't.
But he can actually play as a free in the back, and he actually does it quite well because he has ball playing players next to him, and he does the whole heading thing, the meathead thing, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, he's brilliant with his head in that, but I sincerely hope that wherever he ends up, he's given a chance and he's able to get his confidence back, because there is a player in there with Harry Maguire. The way he can drive forward with the ball and pass people with the ball. I've seen him do, you know, run through defenders like he is an attacker. It's
especially
not very, it's very few and far between. But when that's it. England, he can do it, and I don't know if it's just because, you know, Gareth has got that unshakable faith in him. And he goes out and he does have that bit of confidence. So maybe what he needs is that little arm around his shoulder that Eddie Howe arm maybe would bring out the best in him. But I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not a big fan either. I'm not. I just think he could get, when he gets in his own head, that's when he gets reckless. And it's not just the opposition, it's his own players as well that are in the fire and life, you know. So
I think what summed it up for me with Harry Maguire. I think it was when Man United were away to Brentford and they got hammered, and De Gea got the ball back from someone, looked to his right, and he had Harry Maguire completely free, and then he kicked it out and touch. He just belted it out for a throw-in, and he went, what am I meant to do? Give it to him.
That must have just been rock bottom for Harry Maguire. It really must have been. Like, he must have just thought, so you'd rather kick it out of play and give a throw-in than pass me the ball.
Yeah, feel sorry for him. But can't put a number on it. We've got 2. How many more do you think we'll get?
Maybe a loan and maybe another signing. I don't think we'll end up with any more than 4. Personally, I'd be surprised if there's a 5th. Maybe a couple of loans, a loan and then a loan to buy. But I can't see them outright signing.
I agree. I said we needed 5 or 6 at the start of the window. After the way I've seen the window develop and all this stuff that's come out about FFP with wages, it's kind of like stumped 5 or 6. I think 4. I think 5 had a massive push. And I think you're right. I think the loan to buy option, if the right player's there, I think they'll go for it. I don't know who that'll be though, but
it's just it's nice to know we can dream about it, though, isn't it? Like, exactly. at least without sitting on. I mean, there will be people going, "Oh, look at them too," right? Yeah. But at least people can't call us deluded anymore.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You know what I mean? People will call us other things, Baz, but deluded. Well, to be fair, I probably am called deluded quite a lot. Oh well.
I love it. But again, I mean, we started out at the start of this thinking, "Oh yes, we're going to open the checkbook. We're going to sign 5, 6 players," but we've learned and listened, and now we know we've had to rein it in a little bit. It's just one of those things, isn't it? We definitely need another centre back though, because the problem we've got is Shaw. I don't know how bad his injury was last night, but that's very worrying.
That is worrying. I mean, there was really positive signs from Jamal Lascelles the other night. That pass to set up the 3rd goal against Villa was great. And he did. He looked.
That was a sharp pass, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Reminded me of Franz Beckenbauer.
Reminded me of Bramble.
No, it was. You know, it was just a brilliant pass, and it wasn't just that, but he was looking fast. He was looking sharp. He was looking strong. You know, so. And like he said in that presser, no, exactly. And in that presser there, you know, Eddie showing him that confidence and declaring that he is going to be the club captain and for the foreseeable, you know, there's a player. I mean, remember when he got his nose plastered across his face? Was it against Tranmere? You know what I mean?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
it was. And all he kept doing was just get him to plug it back up. He even scored a header with his broken blooming nose, didn't he? And he was just like, come on. So, you know, he's a great captain, but we do need another centre back, a right-footed centre back. Whether it's a younger centre back with potential to grow into the team, with Shaw and Lascelles or whatever. But we'll have to wait and see.
We will. I'm excited. I actually think Lascelles could come on again this season because of the way Eddie Howe picked him up in the press conference. That's got to give you an extra shot in the arm, hasn't it? It's a Kevin Keegan style of man management in my eyes, the way he's done that, and it was brilliant. So, yeah, I think I've always said if Lascelles leaves, we need to replace him. But if Lascelles stays, I'll still be happy because I know he's going to be on the touchline getting yellow cards for slowing play down. And, you know what I mean? He's always involved somehow. So I'm happy he's still at the club. Again, I
wonder if there's a record for yellow cards without entering the pitch. Yeah, like
he's probably got it, to be fair.
I'm just wondering that, like a record on the number of yellow cards in a season.
I reckon a manager's got it.
Being in play. Oh, yeah. You could say an active
Mourinho
player,
or
though.
Someone like that. Yeah,
you could say active player, though, couldn't you? And then find out.
Can you imagine you get a yellow card on the bench and you come on and you get a yellow card and sent off?
Yeah, for gobbing off on the touchline, right? Boom.
Brilliant. Bazo, you're not worried that we're going into the season with more players? Someone asked me this on Twitter and I said no. And the reason why is everyone's like, oh, we need another centre midfielder. And I started reeling off all these names. And I was like, why do you want another centre midfielder for? We've got 6 players fighting for 3 positions. And these are all players that in pre-season are looking very good. And they were like, oh, yeah, I'll still like another one, though. I was just like, oh, man. So you've got, obviously, the main 3. You've got Joe Linton, Taloni, and Bruno. And then fighting for those positions, you've got Willock, Longstaff, Miley, and you can even add the 7th in Anderson, even though I think he's better on the left wing. We are so rich in the centre midfield now. I don't understand why people still want another centre midfielder when you've got, especially Miley. How good is that boy looking?
It's exciting about him. I just don't want them to put too much on him too fast. Eddie knows. Eddie's going to manage him properly. Eddie's even said he's aware of that. Like, how comfortable he's looking in pre-season, because he doesn't look out of place. He does not. You don't even, I mean, he's phenomenal. He's going to be some player. It's really heartwarming to see Anderson and Miley, getting their minutes and actually making a massive impact. Even Harrison Ashby scoring a goal as well, during pre-season. I think it's just really nice.
One again. Is he going to go out on loan? Is he not going to go out on loan? Should he be learning off trips and being the backup for a right back? But we do have Kraft and we do have Manquillo, how you pronounce it, on the books as well. So we've actually got 4 right backs on the book.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "Oh, we need another right back." No, we don't.
No,
that's why we bought Aaron Ashby, and he scored a good header. And Isaac was brilliant though for that.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Ashby said himself. I think he said that he knew it was going to be quality coming in because it was Isaac. So it was just, just making sure he got his head to it, really, because he knew whatever it was going to be quality, and it is. Every time he starts dancing with that ball, he's phenomenal.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he?
Oh, he's a player, isn't he? We're so lucky.
We are.
I'm in dreamland.
Yes, I have seen the Amazon trailer. It looks absolutely amazing. 11th of August. Can't wait for that. I'll binge watch it all in one sitting. I'll wait until the rollout. I don't want to watch one and have to wait a week. I can't do that.
I would try and do that, but I've got a feeling Twitter would ruin it. So, you'd see that many clips of it in the time that you've ignored it, that you may as well have watched it.
As well. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a TikTok, you see.
I do.
I haven't fallen into that trap, no.
Just one for the channel. It's crap.
Yeah. Oh, you see, I literally have Instagram and Twitter. I don't have a Facebook. I don't use any of them. The only reason I have an Instagram is for my family that live around the country. So they don't, so they know I'm still alive because I'm not very good at calling.
Yeah. I don't like making phone calls. Come on, guys. Oh, yeah, get the thumbs up hit if you don't mind, guys. If you're watching, hit those thumbs up. That we're still looking for a left back. How about Rico Henry from Brentford? I wouldn't be opposed about signing him. Actually, I think he's very good, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it's quite good and all. I mean, I tell you who was. I'm glad we didn't go for that Loddy.
Oh, Lodi, yeah, for Nottingham. Is he signed for Nottingham Forest now?
I don't know. I don't know if I saw that they weren't going to sign him. I don't know.
Interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, I read a lot of things through the day, and some of it's rubbish. Some of it's, you know, I kind of keep up.
Some of it's you singing.
I know.
I love it. Do we think transfer is going to get back on track when we get back from the USA? I honestly do believe that, because Darren Eales is out there at the moment. Everyone's out in the USA. Don't get me wrong, they'll still be doing the due diligence, scouting players, doing everything they want to do. But I think things will heat up a bit more when we're back after pre-season. I think they'll have another sit-down meeting. Eddie Howe will say, right, this is what we've done in pre-season. This is where I feel we're short. Please go out and find another player for us. And I think left back, centre back will be the two key positions, and then possibly a right forward, like right winger, to push Miggy's place. Because Murphy's all right, but I love him for his shithousery. But when it comes to crossing the ball and stuff like that, I would prefer to have someone a bit better. How devastated were you when Diaby went to Villa? I kind of felt like, well, we obviously didn't want him.
Yeah, I was under the same impression, to be honest. If I think they've possibly been in for him in the past, but maybe they were just being silly with what they wanted money-wise. I don't know. Maybe his wage demands were too high. Maybe the scouts saw something or that they didn't think would fit in with the team. You just don't know. But in Eddie Howe, we trust. I trust them all.
100%. Yeah, I see that someone, Tiger doesn't like Lascelles. I mean, he was bruised for a long time. If you go back and watch Lascelles under Rafa, Lascelles was actually looking like, Liverpool wanted to buy him. And us fans were like, no way, you're not touching him. He's our captain and all this sort of stuff. And obviously of everything that he did when he spoke up in the dressing room, and, obviously everyone rates him in the club. As a person, maybe not the greatest footballer, but he gives everything. And that's all we ask for, isn't it?
And he's very selfless as well. Very, very selfless. And that's actually a very rare quality in a person, to find someone who is so selfless, Like, he will just throw his body on the line for the rest of his teammates, to be honest. So, that alone deserves respect, just with how unselfish he really is. So.
Yeah. Murphy looked very good when he was swinging a baseball bat. Little kid hit a home run, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. Did you see how happy he was, though? The first one. He was over the moon.
Did you see Bruno's effort of trying to swing a bat? He was dancing all over the plate, and then he swung like a girl.
Did he?
Yeah, it was terrible. Jude Smith looks canny, isn't he, at Sunderland? Jude Smith. Who's Jude Smith? Have I missed one of our youngsters coming through?
No, I don't. There's no Jude.
Sorry,
Smith.
Leslie. I don't know who Jude Smith is, I'm afraid. He probably came on. I didn't see the game last night because obviously I've been at work all day. I saw a bit of the highlights, but that's about it. Lodi went to Spain, I think. He's not at Forest.
Yeah, I think he went back to his club, didn't he?
Yeah. There we go. Steve Nixon is obviously the head of recruitment, scouting and all that sort of stuff. So I'm sure he will be very, very busy at the moment. I don't think he's in America, so he'll be doing his stuff. And I think he'll be doing his best stuff now because we're all preoccupied about what's going on in America. So he can go under the radar rather than him being caught on planes and being asked questions. He can probably just get on with what he needs to do. If Miggy had a right foot, we wouldn't need more help. It's not that we need more help. It's you've got to push him. We've got to keep pushing him. Miggy's been brilliant again in pre-season, 2-2. He's made great runs. He's took both his goals well. I don't care if he hasn't got a right foot. A lot of these players forget Ryan Giggs never had a right foot. He only had a left foot. And look what he did. Miggy hasn't been found out. As long as he keeps making those runs and we keep finding him, he will score goals. And what a pass by Gordon, by the way. Another player
amazing. Who's
looking hungry, fit, compared to what he was when we bought him. He's like a new signing to me.
Oh, I know. He's I've been a big... I wasn't keen on Gordon. I wasn't.
I know you weren't.
But the second he signed for the club, obviously, my attitude has to change because he's in black and white. He's one of ours now. So there we go. Even when he had his little wobble on the pitch, I was still, he's a young lad. I'll be willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. in that sense, and it's proven to be right because Richie took him under his wing and everything, but he looked fantastic in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Scored some good goals, and he's just looked dynamite since he's come back in pre-season as well. Like the run that he made across the midfield to then cut Miggy in was just...
Yeah. I can't wait to see him flourish. I really hope it's this season. I really do.
I do. Rub it in all the Everton fans' faces.
Yeah.
45 million.
And again, we're talking about buying a right winger to push Miggy. Maybe that right winger could be Gordon because he can play across the front three, can't he?
Yeah, Gordon's very diverse. He can play left and he can play right, and he can play down the middle as well. Yeah. It's like you've got Isaac. He could play left. He could play right. He could play down the middle. Yeah. I think people forget. I think it might have been the Southampton game. It might have been Carabao Cup, and it was one. It was ones each in it or something. Anyways, he come on, chipped in from the right, chipped the ball in, and Joe Linton scored because Joe Linton had just missed a sitter just before.
Yeah, 1-0. It was 1-0 the away game.
It was 1-0, yeah. Yeah, and it was near in the end, and he comes on, and then he chips it in, and Joe Linton finally gets his goal. That came from the right, and then we don't even need to. Everyone knows what he can do on the left.
Exactly.
So, I don't think it's now that we don't have options. I think we've got attacking wise. I think we've got a bounty of options. If I'm honest, now, I would never have dreamed.
We've got loads of options at the back as well, but they're just not great options, unfortunately. But I think now we can argue who the starting 11 is going to be in midfield, who's the starting 11 going to be up front as well, because there's so many different ways it could happen. It's great. Tino we're apparently 10 million short about what Southampton value him at. Chelsea have a 40% sell-on fee. So obviously Southampton want as much money as possible because Chelsea are going to take most of it.
What a silly deal.
I know. I honestly don't think that deal's going to happen. Loads of people report it as done and dusted. I think the sell-on clause is stumping Southampton. I think they'll end up keeping him. I hope I'm wrong because he's 20. As long as he comes back from his ACL injury stronger than ever, he was at Chelsea for a reason. They put a big sell-on fee in there for a reason because they knew he would go on to bigger and better things than Southampton. No disrespect to them, but we're seeing where they are now. So yeah, I think that deal's going to get scrapped, unfortunately. But I hope I'm wrong because he is a very good young talent.
Who knows what tomorrow brings?
Exactly. Our backroom staff position seems to be filling up well. Are there any more changes going on behind the scenes? There's always stuff. They're looking for analysts. They're looking for loads of different sort of positions. It's going to be very, very interesting. I thought I read an SN that Jamal Lewis has gone on loan today. He has. That was actually my next talking point, surprisingly. Jamal Lewis. So he's off to Watford on loan. Again, that's another year's salary taken away from our FFP. Again, another player who was Liverpool were after him. We bought him under Steve Bruce. It just didn't work out for him. He didn't really, given a full chance potentially or coached correctly is probably the best way to do it. He's had 2
injuries
years
as well.
Yeah, injuries have obviously
really had some tough luck because he was looking good, wasn't he? I
remember the game at Goodison Park when he played that lovely ball across to Wilson and he went on and scored. And I thought, all right, Jamal Lewis, this is what we want to see. He's got pace, he's got good touch. Eddie Howe, giving him a chance, injured again.
I remember being gutted because he was really starting to look like a player, and it was a blow to lose him when we did.
Yeah. So I wish him well. I think his time's up at Newcastle though, unless he absolutely tears it up at Watford, which I hope he does. But obviously it's championship standard, isn't it? Again, though, it frees up wages. It frees up a year's wages. I'm not too sure how long he's got left on his contract. Is he in his last year or not? I'm sure I read somewhere that he was. Because if he's in his last year, then, him going out on loan would then, for me, see him leave. But I'm sure he got a biggish contract. The anticipation.
I'm not too sure.
Ooh, Lord,
Contract expires 2025.
Yeah, he's got 2 years then.
Yeah.
So you never know. He tears it up for Watford. He might get another potential chance in his last year.
I think most of them are around about the 24, 25 mark, you know.
Right.
I do. But that looked like it said January, actually. Was it a January we signed him? I can't remember that far back.
I think it was a normal summer signing, to be fair.
That
young keeper, of course he is. He's the one that we broke.
Yeah.
Oops. Different Murphy bars. Alex Murphy, the Irish kid. I didn't see the game, so I don't know how well he played. But obviously, if you think he's looking good, then brilliant. I'd have been happy to see a test of a 4-2-3-1 over the 5-3-2. It's more of a 3-5-2, to be honest with you, with wing backs. That's how Eddie would see the formation. But I agree, 4-2-3-1 is another formation I would love to see. But we do actually play a 4-2-3-1 quite a lot when we're actually in possession. Sometimes it actually goes to a 3-3-3-1, really, because Dan Burns sits in, Trippier goes up, and then you've got all the rest of the attackers on the pitch as well. So our formation always changes in the game depending on what Eddie Howe does, what we're doing with the ball, what we're doing without the ball. It'll always change between 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, you know, sometimes 3 at the back with Dan Burns sitting in, because obviously he doesn't get up the wing as much as we would like him to. So, yeah, so it's going to be interesting. What right winger would you sign if you could? If there's an open checkbook, FFP wouldn't be a problem with wages with this guy because he's on 30 grand a week at his Italian club, and it would be Cava for me. He would be the one player I would love to see us just go, fuck it, let's get him. What about you, Lindsay?
Right winger.
So Cava is the only one for me. Now that Diaby's gone.
I mean, it's not one I've really thought about, Baz, so I'll pass on that one. I'm just very happy with who we've got, you know what I mean? I don't like to sit because I feel like I'm wishing them away, and I don't want to wish them away. I love them all.
No, it's not to see anyone sold. It's just to see him come in and obviously Champions League experience, semi-finals with Napoli, won the league last season with Napoli. You know, you're talking about a guy who's, you know, over 20 goals and assists in a season. That's the kind of talent I want to see us fighting for.
How much do you reckon they'd end up wanting for him?
Oh, it'll be around about the 80 million euro bracket or something along those lines. It'll be a lot of money. But he's only on 30 grand a week at Napoli, something like that, which is pennies compared to what a lot of players are paid. And that's only because where he came from, he didn't have the kind of season he's had last season. He's literally, stock's gone so high this in the last 12 months. Barnes as well. We forgot all about Barnes. We're signing bloody Harvey Barnes, man.
I know. Please stop wishing them away.
Exactly. It's like we've got Barnes, Joelinton, Isak. It's like it's mental.
Just so much depth up front now. Like we've got a deadly attack.
Wow. I mean, obviously, it's sad to know that it will be announced in the next 48 hours, I believe. He's definitely going to go. I got a video of my mate who owns Benfield Football Club, and he sent a video that Maxi's been trying to sell his dog or find a new home for his dog, and he's been putting a video out with him, and I was just like, oh, that's so sad. Can't take him with him for some reason, whatever the laws are over there. So
my God.
So he's been trying to find a new home for his dog. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. So trust me, ASM is definitely off if he's trying to find a new home for his dog. So that tells you how close that deal is.
Oh, I can't believe he's got to give up his dog. I'm more devastated about his dog.
Me too.
That poor dog.
I know. Lovely home like that, and he could end up anywhere. Could end up getting taken away because he's ASM's dog. Do you know what I mean?
You won't give him to just anyone. You don't do that.
See, I don't think the starting 11 is that simple, because I still think Sean Longstaff's got a big part to play in our team. Mm-hmm. And I think Harvey Barnes has obviously came in. I would have put Joelinton left wing, but now Barnes is here. It's just brilliant. Options in, options. I mean, I was joking, but don't think my work experience covers it. Brilliant. We need to spend in our defence. They are too slow. Second, what was it? Joint first best defensive record in the Premier League, and we've got the same players for next season. They've only aged, 6 months since we've.
I think it's because they've been playing 3 at the back, a new system.
Yeah, it's
the
just
balls
looking
have
a
been
bit weird.
slipping down the middle a lot easier. They've been cutting through a lot easier than they normally would if there was 4 at the back. So as such, they're chasing the ball already. It'll just make them look slow. They're not slow. It's just the new system. They're adjusting. They're learning. That's what pre-season's for.
Exactly. If we paid cash plus Fraser Southampton for Livramento, do Chelsea get 40% of Fraser? It's a good question. I don't know the answer to it because someone asked me this before, and I was thinking that's a way around it for Southampton not to pay as much money. But what will probably happen is they'll probably have to value Fraser in the deal and then pay out that part of it as well. So if we say we're going to give you 30 million and we value Fraser at 10, so that's 40 million, they'll get 40% on the 40 million. That's the way I would look at it. Could be wrong though, don't know the answer, but that's how I think it would work. Jules, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, having said that, it's easy. Gordon is looking. See, Gordon is on fire at the moment. Do you play him left wing? Do you play him right wing? It's just so many options. Alex Murphy, big, strong back, not bad at all. Maybe Miggy misses out. Gordon and Barnes is electric pace, but Miggy's got electric pace.
Yeah, Miggy's fast. And he's such a worker, Miggy. Like, I know
Yes.
everyone goes, "Oh yeah, but he runs." Yeah, he bloody does. Like he's amazing. The way he gives a lot of support down the right hand side for Trippier. With the track and back, he gives him a lot of support, and he does cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, and I know we won't pay it, but he did say if there was an open checkbook and I could sign anybody I wanted, he would be the man I would want. I'm not saying it's happening.
Yeah, but that doesn't suit the narrative. No, there'll be someone who will cut it up, Baz, and they'll be like, "Oh, look what he's saying now, Mr. ITK."
No. Chiesa plays on the right. That's an option. He is obviously injury prone. A lot of links to him, but they've gone really quiet, which could be a good thing. Tell her to give us her back. Tell her to give us her back. I don't know what that means. Sorry, Ben. Lost me on that one. I am glad ASM is gone. River Dancer. Even though didn't get a notification. Oh, I haven't been live for a while, to be fair. It's probably why. I think YouTube's shocked that I've done a live show. Surely the start 11 depends on the opposition. That is also very true. Options, Leslie, options. I'm going to keep saying that word. I'm not sure starting 11 is even a thing anymore at the top level. Yeah, you're probably right, to be fair. Check you have the black bell ticked. Sometimes my notifications go off. Oh, I didn't know that. Leslie giving the thumbs up. Question, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Is that a question? It looks like it's more of a statement, doesn't it? Or discuss. Yes, I agree. I completely agree. That's why Miley's staying in the squad. He's not going to be loaned out. He's going to stay with us. So yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, Trevor Francis, the first £1 million man, footballer, I should say. Rest in peace. Shame that happened. Don't worry, you haven't. Well, you have missed a lot, to be fair. The rumours going around that Garen Kalu is off on loan to Holland. Yes, that is very true. That was another talking point at some point. Chiesa on loan to buy would be a great deal. I would say option to buy rather than to buy because we don't know what his injuries are going to be like. So I wouldn't want to take a risk on that, to be fair. Yes, John Noble, Wonder Room. To be honest, though, Baz, I do think we're bringing another marquee signing. Yarsa's statement on the interview was scary. That is true. But all depends on FFP. Tell us to give us a song. Right, I get you now. Do you want to sing, Lindsay?
Absolutely not. My guitar's here, though.
She's got to have a beer, and it's got to go with a certain, I don't know, what's going on.
I'll get my guitar out and I'll play you all a song.
Yeah. The percentage is based purely off the transfer fee. Fraser being part of the deal just means they have a replacement player they don't need to spend on. It's a good point. I mean, what we could actually say to Southampton, even if let's just say Fraser was part of the deal and the money, we could say to Southampton, right, let's do the deal at 30 million, right? And then what we'll do is we'll give you Fraser on a free transfer.
Yeah.
That's another way of getting around it, I suppose. YouTube was shocked, Baz. I think it was. We have the funds. We want number one. We do have the funds, but not FFP funds when it comes to wages. Discuss Baz. I agree. Well done, Baz. Well, that's it. There's no point in discussing it. It's true. Everyone knows if you're old enough, if you're good enough, you're old enough. It's as simple as that. Miley is definitely good enough. So he is 100% old enough. I don't care if he's 16. The lad could knock me out looking at the size of him. I wouldn't mess with him. And he just looks like a baller. He really does. There's not a lot to discuss about it. Get him in. And you agree as well, don't you, Lindsay? We said at the start of the show, to be fair.
Yeah, I think the only thing you've got to protect him from is like the media and everything like that for the time being. You don't want all that. Like, I think sometimes if someone, like, look what happened with Dele Alli. It was going to be the next big thing, but then all of a sudden his form drops and everybody, and then all of a sudden, they love to build someone up to knock them back down. So I think, yes, when it comes to his football, get him in there, get him playing as much as he can. The more game time he gets with the opposition, with the better the opposition, the better he's going to be. But I think he definitely needs to be protected from the media and everything like that, everything that comes with it, really.
Absolutely agree.
All of that, the outside forces that will come and try and mess about with him,
So Garen Kalou finalising a loan move to Dutch Eredivisie side Volendam. I don't know how you pronounce it, but there you go. So that was one of the things we were going to talk about. I'm trying to find the information on Zenzilio because there was something somewhere, and I'm sure I had it in here. That's my membership. I got that. Here he is. We are 14 million. We had scouts in looking at £14 million move for Galatasaray defender Shasa Boe if Tino doesn't happen from Southampton. And we've also looked at Galatasaray forward Nico Zenzilio. That's all I know on it, is that we have actually looked at him and we're interested. Interested on the Sasha Bowie, though. I forgot about that one. £14 million from Galatasaray if Tino doesn't happen. Now, that's a lot cheaper than what the Tino deal is. So that could be one that's very, very interesting. Yes, with regards to FFP, we have improved massively commercially over the last 18 months. So we have a lot more muscle to flex. We do, Ian, when it comes to transfer fees, but we do not on wages. There's two FFP boundaries you've got to meet. There's what you can spend and what you can spend on wages, the two different ones. And right now, I reckon this is where the money is on buying players. We're so high up, but we're right down here when it comes to wages. So it's very frustrating. Jules True. Oh, God, there's so many in the chat. It's unbelievable. I know I've lost where I was. There we are. What role will Miley play this season? Impact sub, potentially play in the Cups, and potentially play against the weaker Premier League teams. And we've got Champions League fixtures in midweek and stuff like that as well. Because I honestly think Eddie Howe will trust him and throw him in. I really do. And yes, Trippier can play left back. I went to Philadelphia game and I have to say Newcastle didn't send any merchandise to sell at the game. Thought it was kind of weird. Probably because we're not used to it. Do you think, Lindsay? Obviously, being in America for the first time, Newcastle going to America to I would have thought Darren Eales would know about this sort of thing. But I mean, they probably just didn't think that was something you do at football games. I mean, we have our shop at the stadium. That's the only reason why we sell merchandise at the ground, because it's actually at the ground.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we're not the only team that were there as well. There's quite a few other teams there, isn't there? So, you'd end up with this influx of everything.
Yeah.
Teams to come and play one game, like doesn't surprise me entirely that it wasn't. I'd understand why it wasn't there if you think about it like that. But you would have thought that there would have been some sort of pop-up people just trying to make some money with maybe some of the, fake stuff or whatever else, or people selling the posters and things like that. Lucky men with all their treats inside the bags.
Brilliant. Come on, guys, let's smash that thumbs up, get it over 100. Thoughts around the new stack cellophane zone and strawberry place. I love the looks of it. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter yourself. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, no, I use that metro every day. So every time I walk past it, I'm like, I wonder what it's going to look like.
But they put pictures out of it. I love what it looks like nice round circle from the house.
It's be like a stack, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're teamed up with them, haven't they?
Yeah, there's good food in stacks, though.
Yeah. Some of my passes were absolute class. They were. Part of your membership is your 15% off on match days and all that sort of stuff. But also, you can, if you can't get tickets for the game, you can be put into a ballot to be in the stack to watch the game live.
Oh, well, so that's good then, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think they do that on away games as well.
Well, yeah, I know. I was going to say it'd be amazing if you do it like that, Yeah, definitely get a table in the stack. Oh, right. I know whose job it would be as well. It'd be mine because I only live in walking distance. It'd be like, Lindsay, you go get the table.
Go on, Lindsay, you go get the table, definitely.
You go get the table. We'll be there later. I'll be drunk, probably asleep.
Right.
By the time you all turn up.
I've had a massive idea, by the way, and it probably won't end up being massive, but I think it's massive in my head. Right. Another part of your membership is you get to rent out a private room in Shearer's Bar once for free.
No.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it's there. Trust me, it is there. I read all the T's and C's. It is there. So my big idea is a through black and white ice party in a Shearer's private bar, private room function in Shearer's.
Cool, that, to be fair, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And do you know what day I want to book it out on, just in case? If I hope no one else gets this fucking idea now that I'm saying it live. FA Cup final day, just in case.
Could you imagine?
That would be mint. Yeah. And we can sell tickets, £5 a ticket, and then give the money to charity.
Yeah.
I think that would be an amazing idea.
I mean, you could even do like raffles and stuff like that. Just spend the whole day doing different things, raising money. You could get those little name cards and
exactly.
But
everyone can do it. Everyone's got a membership. It says only once you can do it for free. You can rent out a room in Alan Shearer's Bar. Well, I say it's Alan Shearer's. It's Shearer's Bar on St James's Park. Colin, thank you very much for that super chat. It's absolutely so generous of you. Colin's getting all of a round of applause. Ben says we need a right winger, left back, centre back, ideally. Back up, right back, maybe CDM. We don't need another CDM. I promise you, we don't. I agree on the first three, to be fair, but there's Eddie. The bottom line, biggest danger of Miley would be picking up a massive injury like an ACL, so bed him in gently. You can't adapt for, you can't preempt the future, can you? I understand what Blade's saying, you've got to be careful with them, but you can't just say, all right, we're going to rest them for this game just in case something's going to happen to them. I'm sure the physios, everything that they do, they have all this like ratings, don't the players, when they're getting near the danger zone, they know when to rest them and all this sort of stuff. I'm sure that will all be sorted. Wages can exceed percentage of income. It's by 70% by next summer. That's the thing I'm worried about. You can't carry debt for more than 3 years, basically, or you get fined a huge 250,000 apparently. Yeah, that's what Man United got fined, didn't they, for something? If that's the case, fuck it. That'll be down to Castore. Stock on you. Castore probably couldn't fill demand. Let's be honest, struggling here. That is true. They might not have any stock to take over to sell, to be fair. Always thought Owen and Rooney played far too many games too early. I think Rooney was fine, though. He got a metatarsal injury, which was because he kicked the bottom of Liverpool's foot. So other than that, he looked after himself very well, didn't he?
Well, when you consider his lifestyle while he was playing, I can't believe he didn't have more, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Exactly, Miley's 6'4", man. He's a baby giant.
What a big boy. If you're huge, you'd be like that. Wait, how tall are you, Baz? Because you're quite tall.
6'1". in a bit.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be looking
So
up and all.
I'll still be looking up as well, going,
Yeah.
Can I have your autograph? Oh, man. As Matty said on his channel, you can't believe there isn't a club shop at Newcastle Airport. Well, yeah. I mean, the airport's quite small, though, isn't it? We could, in theory, spend $5 billion this summer with no FFP issues at all. Yes, but no on wages. Ian, you need to get that into the reckoning. Wages are a problem, mate. Thoughts with the booking agent at Shearer's Bar? Thoughts with the booking agent at Shearer's Bar? What? Sorry.
I think that's as in like maybe thoughts as in, you know, like well wishes, like
right, yeah.
For them having us descend upon them. It's happened at the Irish club enough now, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. So if people are interested in that, drop a comment and let me know. Because we could do it once. It doesn't have to be a FA Cup final day. We could just do it because we want to have some banter together and have some.
Because we fancy it.
Yeah, exactly. A lot more goes into it. Yeah, it does. Exactly. While he's 6'3" and only 17, realistically, he has 2 years left to grow an inch per year before the growth stops and he falls out to be 6'5". Could you imagine that? He'd be Yaya Toure, won't he?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Millie.
It's crazy to think he's still got growing to do, though. That's mental.
Crazy. Yaya Miley. Or Miley Yaya. Yes.
Miley Yaya.
We need to finish.
I'll write a song about it.
I think you should. I don't know if Tonali can do that. Yes, shooting from distance has been a bit of an issue, but we like to walk the ball in the net these days, don't we? Barnes can shoot from distance. Yeah, there we go.
Well, Bruno's not adverse to taking a shot from distance either, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's not been great at it, but yeah. He scored some bangers. Southampton, Brentford.
Yeah, he's got a couple from distance last season.
Yeah. John, I think they will. I think the Cellar stack, whatever it's going to be called, will have former players in it to just, while games are on, away games. They'll have them in St. James's Park. They always have them in hospitality. There's always somebody in there. Some of them, you might not remember them because they are very old, but they are always some professionals in there, ex-pros. No, you need to understand it, not me. You can spend whatever you like Chelsea have. You can't. Chelsea have also sold how many players now and got them off the books and sorted out. They've also got much bigger sponsors than us. It's not that simple. It really isn't. The point is that it is a 3-year rolling period, but the wages have to be 70% by next year. That isn't a 3-year rolling period, mate. It's got to be 70%. They've put a cap on it, and they've said this is what you've got to adhere to. So that's how we will fall. It's different. It's the entire reasons clubs like Chelsea, not Forest or Barca or Madrid get away with carrying massive debt. They're just clever. Chelsea are clever because they buy loads of young players and sell them on at inflated prices. Chairs had a good chant for Diddy. I want to hear it. John Noble, I would have loved to have seen KK at the Leicester game. Shades of KK promotion season. That's true, yeah. Apart from finished 0-0 and we beat them 7-1 the day we went up. Yes, they spent. But you just said it's a 3-year rolling period. So there you go. I remember the old players' bars. Sorry, Leslie. I remember some of them, just not all of them. Right, where were we? There was another player that I wanted to talk about. I've just got to go back and find it. There it is. Isaac Hayden, rumoured to be potentially going to Celta Vigo to team up with his old boss, Rafa Benitez. What do you think of that?
That's one that I would quite believe, to be honest with you. And again, he's one that we really need to get off of the books because, again, I liked him. He's been a good servant for the club, but it's time for him to move on. Like it is a few of them, isn't it? Really, because even look at Dwight Gale. Look how brilliant he was for us in the Championship.
Yeah, I mean Hayden was the first name on the team sheet when Rafa was there, and then obviously got that bad injury.
Sense. Yeah.
I wish him all the best. Again, like you said, he's a player that now doesn't fit into Eddie Howe's system. He doesn't have the legs anymore. So yeah, I hope he does go, because again, that's another player off the books and off the wages. So, and I think he's the kind of person who would leave. I don't think he would stay for money. I think he's the kind of person who would want to play football.
Yeah, I think he'd want the game time, and he knows Rafa. He knows Rafa's play style, so I can see it being a move that he'd probably comfortably make.
Let's have a look at this one. Baz Lewis Miley should have his own song. Louis, 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 Louis. Sung to the tune of Ruby. But we can't have Ruby because Ruby's already been taken. Hasn't it? No, it hasn't. Or has it? I'm sure. I've definitely heard a Kaiser Chiefs Ruby song with another player before. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have.
To Google.
Can't we send Hendrick and Fraser to Saudi Arabia? I would love to be able to do that, but the players have got to agree to go there, and teams need to want to buy them as well. Chelsea were unique in the fact that they were UK government sanctioned and seized. Everton is a great example of why you can't spend what you want. Exactly. Chelsea's a complete different kettle of fish. They had a Russian tycoon in charge, got the club seized off them, had to sell it, cleared all the debt, and that's why they were able to go out and spend what they did. It's a completely different scenario. Time will catch up. I prefer a measured approach. My frustration some, but it's right. Yeah, exactly, Jules. They got away with more because of forced sale and debt written off, but you go with what you think, mate. There we go. What? They did have the debt written off. Come on, Ian. Baz, you break my heart sometimes. Sorry, mate. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Na, 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 na. There's definitely a player in there that I know I've heard before, but I can't think of what it is now. How can the UK government write off debt to clubs from other countries? The UK.
It wasn't. It was Roman that did.
Yeah, it was Roman.
Roman cleared the debt.
Yeah, he was told to. As part of the being able to get his money out of the country or something like that, due to the war being going on between them, and it's an all political thing. It's completely different to Newcastle United scenario.
Roman cleared the debt, and then he said that the UK government could donate the money to Ukraine or something like that. But he's been really difficult about the money actually being released to Ukraine, which to nobody's surprise we knew was going to happen.
Bruno nicked Richie's chant. Yes, he did. The magic hat. I remember. Yeah. Well, he didn't nick it. It wasn't his fault. It was the fans who did it. But I'm really pleased if Hayden does get a move, because I think he is the kind of person, like I said, he wouldn't want to sit around, would he? Eddie Howe, more incoming transfers. We are aware that we need to improve the depth in our squad. We're currently working towards that, but no updates on anybody getting closer. Do you know what that sounds like to me?
There's
somebody close.
They always say we're nowhere near, and then
exactly. Whoever we buy, I know Eddie knows. Yes, exactly. But Eddie Howe has played the transfer market in the media so well, hasn't he? Even over in the United States, said Harvey Barnes, he's a player we admire. Can't tell you what's going on. Don't know if it's close. 24 hours later, he's over in America, shaking Eddie Howe and going, "I've signed." It's brilliant. I just love how he does it.
I know. He was just like,
Yeah.
Even
with ASM, he knows he was leaving. And he's played the press so well. He's a player I admire. He's a player I love to have around and all this sort of stuff. In the background, I reckon they said the goodbyes weeks ago and the deal was happening, to be honest with you. That's Eddie Howe for you. It's amazing. There's the stack picture. That's what looks really good at Strawberry Place. Really excited to see that one happen. Harvey Barnes obviously been amazing. £37 for a membership. Now that was the other bit of information I wanted to discuss, which I thought was amazing. This will be the last little bit of the topic for tonight, guys, because me and Lindsay are knackered and I know she wants to go to bed.
Wait, dog doesn't need to go out just yet, so we're all
well, there we go. We've got a teeny little bit longer, but apparently this is amazing, by the way. And this is, I got really angry with someone in one of my group chats because he said Newcastle's just for Newcastle. And I hate that. Absolutely hate it. Newcastle is for everyone. Yes, you might have been lucky enough, like me, like Lindsay, to have been born in the area, grown up on it. But we want Newcastle to be a global success. that means inviting people over from Saudi Arabia, from America, from Holland, from anywhere to come over and watch games. And we have to adapt that, grow with it, and accept it, because it's the only way you can grow your brand and be massive. And there's loads of fans in like Australia, all that sort of stuff as well. I feel sorry for them because they've got to get up at 2:00 every Saturday to watch a game that kicks off at 3:00 in the afternoon for us. But they bleed black and white as well, and everyone's got to accept that this is the way things are going. We're going to get bigger. Yes, there's going to be fans who jump on the bandwagon because the takeover's happened. We're going to get better players coming to our club, and everyone's going to see that we're a force to be reckoned with. But let's not forget about all the fans from Ireland, from Holland, who I've met as well, are amazing. From Denmark, from Croatia, we've got Mauro, who's been there since the Shearer days. You've got people in Australia, America, everywhere. Just, what's your missus doing?
She's snuck downstairs for some croissants, but
croissants.
She didn't want you to see her on camera. Brilliant. I've given up with her. So she's obviously upstairs. She should be asleep if I'm honest. She's got work in the morning. I'm about to go tell her off.
She's just upstaged my rant as well. She's upstaged my rant. Can you believe it? So what I'm trying to say is basically stop slagging off people who are just starting to support the club, because at the end of the day, yes, we're going to get 100,000 people in Saudi Arabia now watching Newcastle because their country owns us. You can't be horrible about a country that owns our football club. And don't forget, all the players that play for us, there's only 5 or 6, 7 homegrown players. Everyone else is from outside of the area, and they all love Newcastle now. So just embrace it.
Well, to be fair, Baz, have you watched that video of Miggy's goal? Have you heard the roar for Miggy? Like, you tell me that we haven't just picked up thousands, tens of thousands of new fans because of that goal that Miggy's just scored there. And I don't care that they only just started supporting us then, because it was only I only had to see them train and I was in love with them, so just leave people alone, for goodness sake.
Exactly.
Just let people be.
Exactly. So this is why this is really incredible though. So obviously the memberships went live, didn't they? Unlimited. How clever were Newcastle, by the way, doing that. Now, I didn't realise it was unlimited at the time, which is why I had my little rant saying, well, I had a membership last season. I bought about 18 tickets through the season on it. I was quite lucky to get a lot of games. I also give away some tickets on the channel for people to go to. Bought Lindsay one, bought Gary one, got Blade one as well, I think, but I think he couldn't go to it. I can't remember now.
I got quite a lot of games as well.
Exactly.
Very lucky last season, very lucky.
And it's going to be an absolute hell on this season. But all I wanted was a chance to have a membership. And if they were capping it, I felt like ourselves, who were members before, and I've been a member for a few years now, even though I hated and got rid of my season ticket, I still had a part of the club left on me by being a member. I thought we should have got a bit of priority, but as soon as they said they were unlimited, I was like, all right, fine, fair dues. Who cares? I logged on at 1:00 in the afternoon and got it done within 3 minutes, while all those other people sitting in a 60,000 queue at 10:00.
Well, I just logged in when I was at work. I logged into it at work, and then I had it on my phone, and it got busy right just before my queue turn came. So by the time I was done, I'd been kicked out of that device. But I was close. I was close in another one, so it really didn't bother me too much. I just had a couple of devices open while I was at work and just kept popping my head on them. I thought it was just boom, boom, done.
I logged in at 10 and went, nah, not for me, that queue.
Not right now. Not today.
Well, I was actually at work as well. So I logged in at 1:00, went bam, bam, bosh, done. You're right, Lindsay, it doesn't matter where you gain more fans, just what we do. I only support LSC because I made Keegan, so what? And I remained loyal for 33 years. There we go, you see, exactly. But this was just an absolute masterstroke, because all these fans abroad want to show their love for Newcastle and be part of the club in some sort of way. Now, most of these people will not even attempt to come to Newcastle, but they put their money into the club because they want to feel a part of it, no matter how far away they are. 350,000 international members have been sold today in the Middle East. That's apparently the number. That's
That is
£12 million. That is a genius masterstroke, isn't it, when you think about it?
That's mental.
Yeah, that £12 million can go into transfers, can go into FFP for wages, all that sort of thing. Or it could just be, but £12 million, that is incredible. Just for an email saying you are now a member.
Yeah, because they're probably not going to use it. They just want to be a member. And to be fair, they've got enough money out there to just literally go, oh, I'll spend 37 quid on that.
Yeah.
Because that's the equivalent of probably about 37p to us. They're just really not bothered.
Exactly. And do you know the even funny thing about it as well? Because it's unlimited, PIF could probably go to every single person in Saudi Arabia and say, here's 37 quid, just come buy a membership. And then the money comes back into them, couldn't it? It's just it's a cash cow. It's a cash cow.
Genius.
It is.
Genius.
Why would anyone care? It brings something special. Exactly. The finances go through the club. It's not from Roman's personal account. Right, let's keep Chelsea. Yeah, I'm not bothered about Chelsea anymore, Ian. You've got your opinion, we've got our opinion. It's completely different. We're just going to have to agree to disagree on that one. But yeah, so that is just insane. 350,000 international tickets. Then you've got everyone who bought one in the UK, which is probably 60,000. Looking at the queues. So unbelievable.
I mean, you
numbers.
Probably had people with multiple devices on as well. Like you probably did.
Possibly, yeah.
There is always that chance. Then maybe there's the odd season ticket holder that logged in to try and get themselves one, but had a bit of bother doing it because I saw some season ticket holders having issues.
A lot of people have issues with that.
You don't know. Maybe about 50,000. So you just don't know. But either way, it was, to be honest, I remember seeing similar amounts last year for the membership queue. So
yeah,
it wasn't.
There was only 30,000 sold in the end, wasn't there? Because season tickets already had the membership option as part of their season ticket. So
that's it. So
that got taken away, didn't it?
Yeah, and they were told. Well, I think they were trying to add a membership, but you couldn't have a membership and have the season ticket under the same name. And I don't really understand what I saw people getting. But then I also saw people say the box office said for them to make another account in their name with the membership on. And I think it's all just, I think I seen Toon Pools arguing with someone about it earlier. I thought, I'm going to stay out of that one. I've got enough to deal with.
I love it. Wow, 12 million pound through members. That's probably the biggest jump for individual club from abroad. Let's hope they will. Or the benefits. I mean, I don't want them to go any higher than 37 quid. I think that's enough for something that you might not get to use. But again, I mean, some of the benefits, 15% off on match days in Shearer's Bar and in the Stack, it will be when that's open. You can get 30% off on non-match days if you go into Shearer's Bar and eat and drink. Like I said, you could rent a room out in Shearer's once for free. There's quite a few other stuff on there. I can't remember all of it, to be honest with you. Two more very quick things before we go. Kel Watts has obviously joined Wigan Athletic on loan. Again, I think he could be in the last year of his contract, so that could just be him leaving at the end of that, to be honest with you. We're very pleased also to be working alongside Lauren Football Club as we develop and expand our talent pathway. Ashworth says, I've been hugely impressed by Kenny Bruce and his team, and this will be a great opportunity to share best practices and innovations that will benefit both clubs. I don't even know who they are, to be completely honest. I've never heard of the football club until today when I saw that. So that was quite interesting. What stops Newcastle United doing second companies that Smart Invest like PIF do and profit goes towards FFP wages transfers or have international scouting but buy to second club like linked with Newcastle? I don't know, mate. I don't want to go into stuff I don't quite understand.
That's quite the rabbit hole to get into there, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
A bit late for that, Beth.
There is Oh yeah, definitely. There is another player we have signed that was announced today, I believe. Casey Worcester. I've never heard of him. Playing as a striker, Worcester has joined for an initial 5-figure sum, but the deal includes a number of clauses which could earn them more. Newcastle beat Arsenal and Spurs to his signature from Southend United. So he's a young, up-and-coming striker. Doesn't even say his age or anything on here, to be honest with you.
No.
But that is very interesting, and we wish him all the best.
The Dan Ashworth effect, that, isn't it? He likes to get them young and for pennies.
Yeah, definitely. Crazy to think 300 to buy the club, same price for Mbappe. Oh, God, yeah, let's not talk about Mbappe. That's just shocking. Ugh, it makes me sick, the amount of money I think he would go for.
He's never even won the Champions League.
I know.
He's not,
he did it in a World Cup final, though, didn't he? He scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, but no.
And?
Yeah, definitely not for
Ronaldo me. Did it in the Euros.
Yeah. Well, from the sideline when he was injured. So, last shout out to Les again. I've blown a fuse. So a massive shout out to Les. Can't believe this has just happened.
Battery was running out.
But my house has just blown a fuse. Everything's gone off.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I've had to log in on my phone. A power cut. Look, everything's black. I don't know what's happened. I'm going to have to, I was trying to give a shout out to Les and Colin before we end the show. Can't believe I've just literally, everything's blown. I don't know what's going on. Fantastic show. Thank you, Lindsay, for coming on and staying up so late. You're a star as always. Keep smashing the Twitter. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Sorry for the blackout. I don't know what's going on, but this is going to be an interesting night now. What a day. What a fucking day.
It's nearly over, Baz. It is nearly over.
It is. Right. See you all later.
Good night.
Take care.